I could believe Chris Stafford when he first told me the story because, well, I know Amanda. I've met her, I've spoken with her. First of all, she's very sweet. Second of all, she's very straightforward and very direct. Third of all, she's a twisted, manipulative, angry little elf. Almost nearly by her own description. Yeah, if you mess with her, she's definitely going to mess with you back. Now, despite the fact that I don't necessarily agree with a lot of the stuff that she has to say or the things that she thinks are okay, the fact is, running around in a small town accusing her putting a gun to your head, you claim that you never called the police, Chris. Of course, that's not true. You've called the police. It's been recorded 3 times on my channel that you've called the police. You just won't do it for somebody else. When you say you're going to do something, you don't. You fucking bully them. How many times have you said that you'll make the time, and then when I'm there, all you wanted to do is either hang out with Amanda, talk about how much you were in love with Amanda, how you wanted to marry Amanda. You didn't care about the abuse that I took, and you never listened to any of it. Well, you fucked up now, dude. I have to be afraid of Chris Stafford. Amanda's not the first person to tell me Chris was talking about hurting me. Meanwhile, he does smile in my face and talks nicely at me. And I know a used car salesman. People's idea of being a friend is talking over me and disrespecting me. Chris Stafford is one of the biggest pieces of shit in this town. See, that's the thing, is that I need help stopping abuse, but you sexist, goddamn racist pieces of shit just can't get it through your thick fucking stupid heads. That I am a fucking human being too, you fucking cowardly wretches. That includes Chris Stafford, twice my size. Boy still needs a gun. I'm gimpy. Boy still needs a gun. He's recorded on my channel, admitting to being a felon, admitting to owning firearms, trying to purchase firearms in the Tillamook Sporting Goods parking lot from Dallas Palmer. When I told Amanda's mom about that, she said, I don't know why, he stole mine. Chris Stafford is also one of the people in this town who offered to give me a firearm. Offered to give me a firearm to shoot someone. That's right. Now, should he be charged with murder for hire? Or are we supposed to take it as a joke? If I say something like that, even if I say something like that is wrong, people still going to pretend like I'm threatening their lives. And that's the problem, is that they're taking advantage of people that don't have the money for a civil lawyer. The police, the courts, all of them, they know exactly what the fuck they're doing. I'm taking abuse because cops don't want to do their jobs. Therapists don't want to do their jobs. Mandated reporters will not do their goddamn jobs. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. Every one of you are sick pieces of shit. Chris Stafford belongs in prison, and he belongs there for a while. He is recorded as a felon attempting to illegally purchase a firearm. Dallas bought it for $250. It's Dallas Palmer. How much was Chris trying to buy it for? 200. You don't have to go to a gun show. Just come to Tillamook. People will fucking hand them out like candy. No shit. You guys get to hear a lot of the hateful, bigoted shit that I say. Don't you? I take a lot of hatred, and when I spout that shit back, you don't fucking like it. You go, oh, he's scary, and it's not supposed to be scary when people do that shit to me? You fucking twat waffles? You fucking snatch rags? You drippy ass goddamn whore holes? You like them insults, right? If I curse, I'm a bad person. If I'm angry, I'm a bad person. Go fuck yourselves, you fucking pieces of shit. Someone needs to be here for my safety in person when I turn this shit in to the police. They're sending me around in circles. All of these places are supposed to do this job. Jobs as mandated reporters, and you go in alone. All of you motherfuckers who claim to care about me should be fucking pissed about this. Chris Stafford is a fucking trashy piece of shit. And a coward. Goddamn, I hope I see Tyler Crabtree today. Oh shit. Linda's here. Fuck. See, here's the thing, is the people who offered to help me were all scammers. Now you can see that. A lot of these people take positions of power. People like Megan Missigatis took a position of power because she thought it would help her in specific. She is a mandated reporter in Nebraska. And she did not do her job. You have to turn that shit in right away, same as here. None of these mandated reporters will do their fucking job for a homeless person. They do everything that they can to deprive us of the right to fucking make a goddamn report. And then they do, well, the little shit. Like, of course, they won't let you make a report. They say, we don't do it that way. We're a small town. All of these agencies know that the other agencies are doing this. Every one of them knows this. It's a fucking racket, and you are fucking trash for taking part. BLM is a racist hate group, but you get to hear in that parking lot down there. You know, it's pretty easy for me to play fucking stupid. To fucking record that shit. A lot of them youngins are pissed off. They can be as pissed off as they want that I recorded. The cops, when crimes are committed against me and I record those crimes, what do the cops do? They tell me it's my fault the crimes were committed against me because I record. It's not illegal to record. It is illegal to threaten people's lives and to fucking assault them. You fucking pieces of shit. It is illegal to do these things, especially to a disabled and at-risk adult. Now, by sending me to mental health, instead of doing your jobs as mandated reporters, number one, you are showing that you are abusing your power, because if I am this mentally ill person that you have to send to mental health, then you have to do your job as a mandated reporter and start an investigation right away. That doesn't mean depriving an at-risk adult of the availability of resources. It doesn't mean depriving them of their human goddamn rights. Chris Stafford is a lying piece of shit. And his bullshit about not going to the cops and cops are bad, okay? Well, he willing to get all sorts in bed with them if a woman won't give up the pussy. Now, of course, I'm getting harassment call after harassment call. And, of course, these guys are also getting a hold of me to threaten me. No, it is not okay to fucking blame me for speaking up. That is what this channel is for. It's for speaking up. And then you want to pretend that because I speak up about abuse and try to get help turning it in and putting a stop to it, that I deserve the goddamn abuse. No, fuck you. And Chris Stafford, I'm coming for you. I'm going to make sure that your ass goes to prison, you fucking piece of shit. You don't fucking do that shit to people. What's the difference between me and Chris Stafford? Well, I'm turning guns down left, right, and center. He's stealing them from people and trying to buy them illegally from Dallas Palmer. Now here's what the Tillamook Police Department needs to really fucking focus on. All this shit that they're intentionally neglecting, intentionally ignoring, and intentionally talking over. If it results in the death of any of these individuals, these cops are liable. These cops in Tillamook are crooks. Just because they fucking kissed your rich ass in a house doesn't make them good fucking people. What that makes them is simps. They don't give a fuck about the law. So neither should you. These fucking cops will kill you. They will fucking kill you. This is why I stay in public places, you fucking pieces of shit. The United States is a disgusting goddamn place. They victimize the easiest to victimize. In the United States, it's a fucking crime to be poor. Fuck this country and everyone in it. I'll be coming for Chris Stafford in court. I'll also be coming for the Tillamook Police Department in court. The Tillamook County Sheriff's Department in court. Namely, every single officer. That's right. There isn't a Tillamook police officer who has not taken part in this. They know that I'm disabled, and they deny me my rights as a disabled person. They deny me my rights as an intelligent person. They deny me my rights as a human being, as a citizen of the United States, all under the guise of the mentally ill tag. You harm somebody who is autistic by pretending that they're schizophrenic, right? You run around and tell people that they killed somebody, right? That's the thing about Natalie Bollinger's situation. These motherfuckers aren't telling the truth, and they fucking know it. The police are fucking slandering my name and making sure that I am fucking targeted. And then they want to tell me it's not okay for me to record. Au contraire, mon frere. You're the ones who wanted to call me mentally ill and repeatedly send me to fucking hospital after hospital instead of doing your goddamn jobs. You're the ones who created a scenario whereby you are committing felonies because you wanted to use that term mentally ill as an excuse to not do your jobs. You wanted to use it to discredit me when in reality, allegations of abuse are enough to begin an investigation. And what you have done is help predator after predator after predator get away. Now, how many times have I said on this channel that I'm the one out here protecting your kids, where the police are just taking pictures with them? How many of y'all have pictures of your kids with police officers posted all over Tillamook County's bullshit. How many of your children have pictures with Officer Loffman, who sexually harasses homeless women, fellow officers, and isn't it was it the clerk of the courts or the county clerk office? Loffman wanted to sexually harass her too. He's still on the goddamn department. How about Lotham? Repeatedly, when I had to try to turn him in, I went to all these places that I was told to, that I'm supposed to. All these places that are supposed to have mandated reporters, and they pawn me off on my fucking predators. The police in this town have been engaged in predatory activity against me since the first week that I was here, because that is standard procedure towards a homeless male. Violate, violate, violate. Push them to, quote-unquote, move on, to move elsewhere. Costing tens of thousands of dollars to flee judicial abuse and systemic abuse. And you do this to the homeless because nobody cares. You railroad us in court. Deny us our basic human rights, our rights as citizens of the United States. You use the term mentally ill to deprive us of all of them, and that is the problem. All of you are fucking cowards. And I am at the top of the list for someone like Chris Stafford to take advantage of. Now, he's posted up some of the messages from Amanda about Chris and about that situation. Here's the thing, Chris Stafford wanted to fucking come running his mouth at me about that shit. And you know what? I wholeheartedly believed at that point in time that there was a good possibility that Amanda had actually done that. That's because of things that Amanda has said. However, I also believe wholeheartedly that she would have pulled the trigger if she had done such a thing. Why is that? Well, maybe you should take a look at it. From my perspective, he's big. He's violent. He has a history of violence. He's been to prison. Convicted. I've been to prison, but wasn't convicted. That's because when I tried to turn in the Boulder Police Department, they pulled these tactics. I'm familiar with them. When I tried to turn in the Dual County Police Department, they pulled these tactics. I'm familiar with them. This ain't my first rodeo, bitches. The fact that I am repeatedly forced to call 911 for emergencies, to ask my predators to please do their fucking jobs. All they're gonna do is show up and be predators and pawn me off on someone else, just like you do. Chris Stafford is a fucking lying goddamn piece of shit. See, I got plenty of proof, plenty of evidence right here on this channel of him trying to purchase illegal firearms. Of him talking about being a felon and still having firearms. Trying to give me firearms. Offer me firearms. Also talking about Amanda, claiming that she made him drive all around with a gun pointed to his head. I believe her story more than I believe his, because as much as he may be the quote-unquote sober one, Amanda's been honest. Sure, she's a twisted bitch. But she's an honest, twisted bitch. Not only that, but I'm not sure if you've seen the world we live in today. Sometimes you gotta be. Now, in this case, I'm not saying a twisted bitch as if it's a bad thing. Being a twisted bitch is a survival skill. As a man, being a twisted bitch is also a survival skill. You don't want people to be predatory towards you? Fucking puff up and look scary. See, that's the problem with being an at-risk and disabled male who is homeless on the streets. Cops ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. All I can do is puff up and look big when people are being like that. Like those antagonistic little fuckheads at the Tillamook Sporting Goods parking lot. The kids group. I cannot function because of this abuse. Right now, I'm kind of really worried about Susan. Chris Stafford is absolutely a predator. He's a liar and a storyteller and a bully, a manipulator. He does nice things. Absolutely, I do nice things. But you also notice that I mimic my predators. Not entirely. There are things that they do that I definitely don't have it in me to do. I don't have it in me to threaten innocent people. Is there any innocent people that I threatened through all this? Well, I only threatened lives on 2 occasions. Both after Natalie's death. The only innocent person that I threatened was Donald Trump. And that's right, you little bastards. I'm an honest son of a bitch. I'll tell you where I fucked up. I fucked up by not eating those 37 Vicodin in 2016. That's where I fucked up. Natalie Bollinger came into my life that day and talked me out of killing myself, and goddamn, I wish she hadn't. I want my evidence to go to the people who can use it. But they won't even try because the mentally ill tag automatically discredits the victim. If you bully the victim until they want their life to end, these people are going to capitalize on the fact that you want your life to end. Oh, he's got suicidal ideations. Let's make a bunch of money off of him. Chris Stafford's bullshit. And then what does he do? After all his bullshit about cops are bad, okay, and then what does he say? Well, he calls them up. When it's something he wants, it's okay. I've never called the cops in my life, he says. When Chris's ex was texting him that she was gonna take her own life, and also that she was taking the kids with her, you goddamn right I encouraged him to call the cops. Goddamn right I did. But he's a local and he gets preferential treatment. Fuck these goddamn pieces of shit. They coordinate to harm victims. It's probably a good idea for Amanda to help turn this in. For for her safety as well. It's probably a good idea for her mother to help turn it in, for her safety as well. I've heard Chris brag about his exploits, brag about hurting people. He's one of those people who just cares about talking about himself and calls that help. Oh wait, that's all of you. One thing I can't fucking stand is goddamn predators. And I shouldn't have to fucking puff up and act like a predator to be fucking heard. I shouldn't have to mimic these pieces of shit to be heard. But you don't hear me, do you? When I mimic them, when I do what they did, when I just say that I might do the things that these people actually did, my God, do you flip the fuck out. Magically, all of a sudden, it is illegal. And all of a sudden, something does need to be done. That's the thing, is that I was gaslighted into this shit! And I have nobody to help turn this shit in. Like, the thing is, it needs to go to the cops. All these agencies that we're going to are sending us around in circles to other agencies for shit the cops are supposed to do. So I need someone to go in with me to talk to the police. But the police sure aren't going to do their job, obviously. Let's decline that restricted number. How many of these we had so far this morning? Who fucking knows? Some days, literally hundreds. At least I record it. Not the fucking cops care. But when I talk about them, it's going fucking public. Down to 7% battery. I don't give a fuck if Chris Stafford got kids. If there are no consequences for him, he's going to continue these things. Just as there have been no consequences for any of my predators, because the cops are predators when you're homeless. Go fuck yourselves, Tillamook County. I hope you get hit by a fucking asteroid. And yeah, I'd be fine with that happening even with me in this town. And yes, I would be fine with an asteroid. An act of God. I'd be fine with that. I mean, what would I say about it? This town gets hit by an asteroid? That's the end of all our fucking problems. You like that passive aggressiveness? You like how I bring in the God that y'all want to talk so much about, you hypocritical nasties? You're all liars. None of you believe in God. You're all fake. All of you have shown yourselves to be fake. Even Eileen. Such a nice lady. But she's really not. She doesn't start trouble with me. She tries to pretend to be friendly if I acknowledge her first. But other than that, she just pretend I don't exist. And her daughter's real nice to me. But Eileen's a mandated reporter who didn't do her job. Oh, there's more restricted numbers harassing me. Now these cops, I'm going to say, oh, why didn't you call 911 right away? First of all, because it's unsafe for me to go to the police department to try to turn in predators as a whole, that an at-risk and disabled adult gets when they are being harmed is to go to friends or family first. All of the things that I needed friends or family for, my friends and family wouldn't do it. They'd promise to do so if I paid them. Here's the thing about Chris Stafford. I don't need his bullshit, but I certainly need him to not be packing. I certainly need for him to not have the ability to pull some fucking psycho bullshit. When you deprive a man of his rights over fucking slander, and that's what all of this is from. Slander and hearsay was allowed in the courts. The victim, me, was not allowed in the courts. My predators played victim, and the police got to decide what was heard and what wasn't. And just like the cops here in Tillamook, cops everywhere in the fucking country do that. There isn't a citizen of Tillamook County that I don't count as a coward, other than myself. But I have to try to play this strategically. And a town, instead of doing their job to stop abuse, they tell me just not to record it. Oh, it's my fault I'm taking the abuse because I record the abuse? No, I record because abuse happens so often. I know you punk-ass little bitches don't like the fact that I speak up. I know goddamn well. But the thing is, people are retaliating against me illegally because I did things to protect myself that are not only not against the law, they're recommended for the victim's safety. Make sure that you document it somewhere. That was somebody actually calling. I did press the answer button, but, well, it doesn't look like it actually answered. Mr. Luke Wade typed, "Are you Mr. Beast?" No, I'm not. Mr. Luke Wade typed, "Hello." Well, hello. Right now I've got some stalkers getting a hold of me, harassing me, calling me all sorts of fucked up shit. That's the thing, is that this is not okay. It's not just words, it's malicious and hateful. Now, when I have to get hateful vocally on YouTube, you can guarantee that I'm taking abuse in real life. Just because you don't want to acknowledge it doesn't mean that it's not happening. Obviously, if I go to the police alone, they're going to talk over me and not do their jobs. Obviously, if I go to TFC, they're not going to do their jobs as mandated reporters. Obviously, if I go there with me when I talk to the police, someone there so that my rights aren't violated. Someone there for my safety and not one of their friends. Me having to turn in these fucking criminals in the sheriff's department and police department to to their friends who have also taken part in threats, harassment, and intimidation against me. On the department, that's right, police officer. Lucky for me, when they texted me, they didn't make it restricted. Yeah, the person who just called me didn't make it restricted either. I tried answering it because it wasn't a restricted number that called me that time. But then when I tried to answer the phone and I scrolled down to take a look at it, what did I see? I have never, ever found a abuser of any sort. Ever. Step forward. Not one. Not. As a child, I was a victim of long-term abuse. Racism, sexism, and of course, some homosexuals that were into little boys and had positions of power. Predators love the mentally ill. It gives them easy access to readily available victims. If this predator gets a job as a police officer, it gives them easy access to the criminals no one cares about, primarily the homeless, whose only crime is being homeless. And homelessness is illegal in Oregon, and Google needs to stop giving out false information. Chris Stafford is absolutely a fucking predator. She told him no, so he couldn't take no for an answer. So he runs around claiming she's got chlamydia. And then she pointed a gun at his head. Theft, illegal possession of a firearm as a felon. You know, it's a good thing that Chris talked about how he wanted to marry her so many times on my channel before he went and pulled that psycho bullshit, because pretty much guaranteed, if that hadn't been recorded on my channel, he could do whatever he wanted to her. She would just fucking disappear. Well, Amanda hasn't disappeared. She is very much alive. I gotta get off of here and post up about some more predators. I can't go to the cops without someone there. I'll get talked over by the cops. You've seen it, you've heard it.